Hey everyone, let's jump right into a skill that is, absolutely critical for success, but for some reason it often just flies under the radar. It's called self-management. And honestly, as we're about to see, it might just be the secret weapon to unlocking your true potential.
You ever wonder about this? Seriously, think about it. You see someone at work, they get hit with a huge setback, and they just handle it. They're totally cool, calm, and collected. Meanwhile, for someone else, something as small as a slow Wi-Fi connection can cause a complete spiral. So what's the real difference there? Well, that answer is exactly what we're here to talk about.
All right, take a look at this number, 90%. Just let that sink in for a second. What do you think this represents? It's a massive number, right? And it points directly to the very core of what makes someone a high performer in pretty much any field you can imagine.
So that 90%? Turns out that's the impact of emotional intelligence, or EQ. Study after study shows it accounts for nearly 90% of what separates the top performers from everybody else, especially in leadership roles. And a huge powerhouse component of that EQ? You guessed it, self-management.
Okay, so what exactly is this superpower we're talking about? Let's get into it and really break down what it means to take control of your inner world.
At its very heart, self-management is really the difference between reacting on pure impulse and responding with actual thought. It's all about you being the one in the driver's seat of your own mind, steering your emotions and actions towards your goals instead of letting those impulses grab the wheel and, drive you straight off a cliff.
Now, what's so interesting is how self-management fits into this bigger picture. The psychologist Daniel Goleman, the guy who really popularized EQ, breaks it all down into these key areas. You see, it all starts with self-awareness, basically knowing what you're feeling. But right after that, bam, comes self-management, which is all about doing something with that awareness. It's the essential next step that turns knowledge into action.
Right, so just saying manage yourself is, it's a little abstract, isn't it? So let's make this way more concrete. Self-management isn't just one single thing. It's actually a bundle of 5 distinct, totally learnable skills.
And here they are, the big 5: emotional self-control, adaptability, achievement orientation, initiative, and optimism. Think of these as the 5 pillars holding up your entire ability to manage yourself. So let's dig into each one.
First up, emotional self-control. This one is the absolute foundation. It's that ability to keep those disruptive gut reaction feelings in check. So instead of immediately firing back a nasty email when you get some criticism, you pause, you take a breath, and then you craft a calm, professional response that actually solves the problem instead of just making things worse.
Okay, next up, a skill that builds right on top of that control: adaptability. Look, the world is unpredictable. A project's direction changes on a dime. A key team member quits. Someone with strong adaptability doesn't see this as a total disaster. They see it as a new puzzle to solve, maybe even an opportunity to pivot and find a better path forward.
Then we've got achievement orientation. Now, this is not about competing with other people. It's about competing with yourself. It's that fire inside you to not just meet a goal, but to smash your own standards. It's that little voice in your head that says, okay, that was good, but how can I make it even better next time?
And that drive, that need to improve, it leads perfectly into our next skill: initiative. People with strong initiative, they just don't wait to be told what to do, If achievement orientation is about wanting to climb the mountain better, initiative is about seeing a mountain that needs climbing and being the very first one to take a step. They're the ones who say, I see a problem and I'm going to start fixing it right now.
And finally, we have optimism. And let's be super clear here. This isn't just about wishful thinking or pretending everything's great. In self-management, optimism is pure resilience. It's not about saying, gosh, I hope this works out. No, it's that deep belief that says, I will find a way to make this work, even if I have to go through plans A, B, and C to get there. It's the fuel that keeps you going when things get tough.
So we've covered the what and the why. But how do you actually get better at this stuff? Let's switch gears from the theory to a really simple, practical action plan you can literally start using today.
Okay, let's break this down into 3 incredibly powerful but simple steps. First, practice the pause. Before you react to anything stressful, just stop. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. This tiny little action creates a gap, just enough space for your rational brain to catch up with your emotional one. Second, identify your triggers. What consistently sets you off? Is it a certain person, a kind of email? Knowing your triggers is the first step to disarming them. And third, set mini goals. Use that achievement orientation to build momentum. Pick one tiny goal, like pausing before you speak in just one meeting this week. These small wins build confidence and create this amazing feedback loop.
So, if there's one thing you take away from all of this, let it be this simple but really profound idea. Self-management isn't just about feeling better, it's about performing better. When you master your inner world, your thoughts, your emotions, you gain this incredible power to shape your success in the outer world.
And that brings us to the final question, the one that really, really matters. Looking back at all those skills and action steps, what is the one small thing, the first step, that you're going to commit to doing today to start mastering your inner world?